I'm Marin, and this is Post-its and Pens. Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin, and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be my April makeup basket featuring my new Eyeshadow Roulette picks. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so to start off, I am going to let you know that I did kind of pick and choose the shades that came up for Eyeshadow Roulette. I had a couple of repeats that I'd already had, and I have some palettes that I had not gotten any use out of, so I really wanted to focus on those this month. So you'll see that I did manage to get those shades, but the last one I actually had to change the parameters for in order to get like a usable shade that I hadn't already used. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the random number generator right here, but this was the first number that came up, which was 57, and it is from the Natasha Denona Mini Star palette, and it is the shade Orion, which is this one right here on the end. So I will swatch it. It's like a gold, like it's got like a shift, but it's like a gold greenish shift, I guess. So it looks like this. But yeah, so that was the first shade that came up. I had not gotten any shades from this palette, so it was nice to have something that actually came up on its own. But yeah, I'm excited to use this one. I like this palette a lot. I've used it quite a bit, as you can see. So I won't have any trouble incorporating that one in. The next shade that came up was 177, which is from the Urban Decay Wild Greens palette, and it is the shade Fuzz. And it's kind of this coppery, bronzy shade, which I've also been using already, so it's not really that big of a deal. It is very, very pretty, very sparkly. So as you can see, it is this shade right here. So two shades that I definitely won't have any trouble using so far. Okay, shade number 3 was number 52, and it is from the Natasha Denona Mini Retro palette. It is the shade Galaxia, which is this pink one down here on the end. This is another palette that I've enjoyed using already, so again, it won't be any trouble to incorporate it into looks, but it is this pinkish shade right here, and a very pretty shade. So far, 3 very sparkly shades. So we'll see what else I get. All right, the next one that came up was number 49, and it is from the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette, and it is the shade Moon Magic, which is another sparkly shade. So it is this shade right here at the bottom. It's pink, and it's very, very pretty. I've used it. It's like a pinkish purplish, actually, so I've used it quite a bit though already, so it is this shade right here at the bottom. I don't know if it's gonna shift for you very well. It looks kind of goldish here, but it is definitely purple, but it's got like a purple gold shift, so the purple is not getting picked up on the camera, but yeah, so they definitely complement each other so far, which is nice. And for the last shade, I had to change the parameters to actually take into account like numbers 2 through 8 or something like that, whatever it says right here. I did this a little while ago. And what finally came up is a shade from the ColourPop Nook Ink palette, which was part of their Animal Crossing New Horizons collection. And it is this shade right here. Now, this is not a shade that I enjoy. It's very patchy when you use it on your eyes. So right now today I'm actually wearing it on my lower lash line, and it worked really well for that. It is this greenish shade right here. It's very pretty and it swatches nice, but once you try to actually put it on your eye and like build up color, it's just super patchy. So I'm not a fan, but that is the shade. As you can see, it's a kind of cohesive group of colors, except that this one really can only be used as like an accent shade because it is so patchy on the eye. But at least I'm getting a little bit of use out of that little quad, so can't complain too much. I have already used that green shade 3 times this month because I am filming this quite late. It is April 17th right now. So those are the shades for this month's Eyeshadow Roulette. And now we will move on to what I have in my makeup basket for April. Now, to start off, I'm going to link you to my new update, or my Project Pan update for the first quarter, so the end of the first quarter, which was the end of March. That's linked up above so you can take a look, because I did finish a couple of products and I've like rolled a couple of products in, which are going to show up in this month's makeup basket. So that's why I wanted to get that out of the way. But before I start talking about those, I decided that in April, I am going to try to make my way through this plethora of like sample packets. So I have a tinted moisturizer with sunscreen in it. I have 2 concealers from Kosas. I kept 2 shades because neither shade is like perfect, so I thought maybe I could mix them and make them work. I have this is called a Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint. It's from Caloray. I've never heard of this, but this is the shade on the back. So I've got that to try to use up. On my face today, I'm actually wearing these 2 samples of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Multi-Purpose Glow Concealer, which I mixed together. I also combined it with my trusty e.l.f. camo concealer, hydrating camo concealer in this lighter shade, because even combined these 2 shades were too dark, but I have mixed them together just in this container to try to use those up. I'm going to use them as a foundation as I have on right now. So those 2 are hopefully going to be out like after a week or so. And then I also have a little sample of the Ilia skin tint, which I actually already own a full size of, but I want to go ahead and use that up as well. My shade is this one down here, this ST3 Balos. So yeah, we'll just use that up as well. I kept both of them, but like I'm not going to use both of them. This is the shade that matches me the best. So that's what I'm going to be working on in terms of base products for April. I want to just get these out of my collection because I don't really think keeping these around is doing anybody any good, so you might as well use them. Okay, aside from that, I have the 2 products that I rolled into my Project Pan. So I have this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Concealer, which I'm using as a foundation. And then I have the NARS Soft Matte Concealer right here, which I use for like spot concealing. So those are the 2 things that I've rolled into my Project Pan. So these are also base products that I'm obviously going to be focusing on in April. Now, for blush, I am almost finished with the Shiseido blush that I've been working on. If you can see, there's just that tiniest bit of product right there that I'm working on finishing up. So I did decide to go ahead and roll in a Benefit blush from this Benefit Blush Bar palette. And the one that I rolled in is Dandelion right here. But this month I'm going to go ahead and just play with all of the shades. So I'm not going to be putting a separate blush into my makeup basket since I have this palette. I'm just going to see if I can't get some use out of these shades. These 3 are definitely my favorite. I don't love this one as much, but this one probably will be more fun now that it's getting into spring and summer. So we'll see. But these 3 are the ones that I typically focus on. And we have Gold Rush, Rockateur, and of course Dandelion. So you can tell that those are the ones that I enjoy the most. Now, a couple of staple products have changed because I'd finished some things up. So I am currently working on this Urban Decay All Nighter setting powder, which is the new setting powder that I picked up after I finished the Too Faced Peach Perfect, and then the one from Skin Food that I'd been using. The Urban Decay one seems to be working okay. Still not like the Peach Perfect, y'all. There is no dupe for that as far as I can tell, but I am enjoying it decently. And then I think I mentioned last month that I've actually moved on to this number 7 powder. This is the Translucent Perfect Light Pressed Powder, which I use to set my under eyes and just like the spot concealer when I'm spot concealing. So that is kind of the other base product that changed. I can't remember if it had changed last month or not, so just mentioning that again. I am still using my NYX Eyebrow Powder Pencil for my brows, and I still have the same mascara and eyeliner, so we're not going to talk about those. Now, I have 2 travel sizes of primers. So the one that I'm currently going to focus on this month is this Yves Saint Laurent Blotting Lotion. It looks like this, and I don't even remember where I got this. I think it came like as a Sephora perk or something. I don't like this. I'm not really sure how this is supposed to be used, but for me, it does not help like keep me matte at all. And to be called a blotting lotion, you'd think that it would help your skin stay matte, but that's not really the case. So I'm just using this up. This is like a white primer like this. So it like goes into the skin really nice and it leaves the skin looking nice, but I'm not really sure that it does anything else. So we're just gonna use that up and get it on out of there. Now, if you've been following my makeup videos for the last year or so, you know that lip products are like the bane of my existence. So I have been working on this Tarte lipstick. This is in the shade Salt Life. This is in my Project Pan. However, I have started using this as a cream blush because that is going to help me get a lot more use out of this. I'm actually wearing it today. It looks really pretty on the cheek. So I've been using that for like a cream blush. So because of that, I'm going to roll in another lip product for this makeup basket. And that is going to be this little tiny sample of the NARS, what is this called? NARS Afterglow Lip Balm in Orgasm. I had a full size of this, liked it well enough. This was another like Sephora like freebie. So we're gonna go ahead and focus on this for the rest of this month and see if I can't use this little sample pack up. Okay, the last part is highlighter. So last month I was using my Essence Pure Nude highlighter, which I really like. This month though, I'm going to focus on a Becca highlighter. So I have these eyeshadow shades and I'm gonna swatch both of these. I have Champagne Pop and Rose Quartz, yep. So I'm gonna swatch them and just see which one goes best with the eyeshadow shades, and that's the one that we'll go with for this month. So I have Champagne Pop at the bottom, which barely shows up right there, okay, which obviously would be a decent one to use with these. But let's see how Rose Quartz kind of looks, since I do have that one pinky shade, and a lot of these have like pinky tones. So let's see. Yeah, I feel like that one would work as well, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with Champagne Pop. I don't think I've used that in a little while, so we'll go ahead and we'll add Becca's Champagne Pop into this makeup basket as well for my highlighter. So I have not really used either of these a ton. As you can see, I do have a little bit of a dip in the middle, but I tend to not use highlighter on a daily basis, but when I'm filming, I do like to have a little bit of something extra on. So we'll go ahead and add this one in and save Rose Quartz for another month. And that is it. That is my makeup basket for the month of April. To be fair, because I'm picking this so late, it's more like 2-week makeup basket, but we'll see if I can't get some use out of those products and enjoy them for the remainder of the month. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.